Well, people, we're here. What if season 2 has now officially come to an end on Disney Plus? We got 9 episodes, of course, with a daily release. I think I'm mixed on the daily release strategy because I liked it at first, but then it got to the point where I wasn't able to keep up with it. So I do think I still prefer the weekly release. I think daily release is definitely better than a all in one day drop for sure. But I definitely prefer weekly release on these Disney Plus shows. But what if I talked about at the beginning of the season how good this was? And when I was reviewing the episodes, they really were fantastic. Now, there were some episodes I really didn't care for overall, like what if Iron Man crashed into the Grandmaster? Didn't really care for that episode. Didn't really care for Hela and the Ten Rings one. Uh, the Avengers in 1602, that one was good, but it wasn't great. But I did really love Captain Carter. What if Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper? And also, what if Kahori shaped the world? And then, of course, today we got our finale with what if Strange Supreme intervened, which this episode was crazy. It was really like Secret Wars, but for what if. Like, the amount of characters in this and multiverse stuff that's going on is kind of crazy. So we're gonna be talking spoilers for it because major spoilers. So spoiler warning and all that. But so this episode brings back Strange Supreme from the first season. And at first it's set up like, oh, he's a hero and he needs Captain Carter's help taking down Kahori. Who again, Kahori, great character. I loved her introduction here. Um, and then turns out Strange Supreme is the villain. He's still trying to bring back Christine Palmer. And then we get to see that he's got almost like a contest of champions type thing going on here where he's just collecting all these different people from across the multiverse. So Captain Carter breaks them all out and it turns into this whole big multiversal war, which again was really cool to see. You got some cool variants of Wenwu and Thor and Vision and Loki all out there. So that was a lot of fun. This really cool like cyborg Rocket Raccoon as well. There's a Thanos that shows up, but then eventually Captain Carter ends up getting the Infinity Stones. And she becomes Infinity Carter, which this is the only part I didn't really like from the episode because it just seemed like too much. Like, clearly, whoever is making this show, particularly this episode, really, really loves Peggy Carter because it's like it's all about her. And you wouldn't think a character like Captain Carter would be the big multiverse hero she is here in this show. Um, I mean, it was kind of cool with the Infinity Stones, but when you added in Hela's headdress and Mjolnir and all that stuff, it just became a bit much. Kahori definitely was still the best part of this episode, and then basically we get this ending where Strange Supreme dies, but then his world is reborn with Christine Palmer, so she's alive, but he is not. And then the Watcher is taking Captain Carter to the Tree of Life, which, of course, Loki created at the end of Loki season 2. So, does that mean we're going to get that version of Loki in season 3? I don't know, but we are getting season 3 very soon. We got our first look at What If season 3 the other day. So that's pretty exciting. I'm assuming it's coming at some point in 2024 now. So that is pretty darn cool. But I will say, I mean, as much as these crossovers are cool, I and fun, I do think What If would be better off if they just stuck to contained stories because those were my favorite episodes here were the contained stories. The Christmas one, the Nebula and the Nova Corps one, the 80s Avengers, those were all really great episodes and they were contained stories. Even the Kahori episode, which ended with a cliffhanger leading to this crossover, but still just that episode on its own was great. It was really good. So I do hope that in the future they do end up hopefully sticking to that instead of forcing all these crossovers on us. Because, like I said, What If Season 2 had a fan freaking tastic start? It was great. And then you get into all this stuff and it just goes downhill a bit. But Season 3 is coming soon, so I'm looking forward to it. You guys can let me know your own thoughts in the comments below. What did you think about What If Season 2? What are all your predictions? What do you want to see in Season 3? And thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.